We are so happy, so glad to stay in Speyburn, one of the most beautiful distillery in Highlands. Hi.
Hiya, how's it going? So Speyburn was built in 1897 by a gentleman called John Hopkins. He was the founder, and he built the distillery where we're sitting for primarily one reason, and that was the water supply. So Hopkins spent a period of time going around Speyside looking for the ultimate water source, and he came across what is known as the Granty Burn, and that's where we use the water for all our processing, cooling water, and we're the only distillery to use that water supply, so it's quite unique for us.
You have a history place with the starts, and explain, because the images stay in the scenes.
Yeah, so in 1897 when Hopkins was building Speyburn, Hopkins was a bit of an innovator, so he wanted to bring new technology, which we have is known as the drum maltings. We were the first distillery to have a drum maltings based on site. So where we were in the drum maltings at the very top is where the storage, so the barley, back in the day the barley would have come in through the old porter's dresser, taking all the foreign material out of the barley, and from there we pass it into the steeps, where we would add water. So we're hydrating the barley, we're tricking the barley into thinking it's spring, so we're starting the growing process. So we add water, and we're taking the moisture content from 5% up to 45%. And over a numerous amount of days, what we're trying to do is break down the cell walls of the barley corn, trying to get access to these starches. So once we've done that, if hydrated up to 45, we'll drop it into the germination, which is known as the drums. And basically, a drum is like a big tumble dryer. You put your hydrated barley in there, and it's basically turning around one rotation every 45 minutes. And that's just allowing the breakdown of the starches. So when we come to dry the barley in the kiln, it's ready to be broken down in the mill into a fine grist, so we can get access to that starches.
How many mash you told me before?
At the moment, the site, we do 30 mashes a week, which is approximately 250 tonne of malted barley a week that we process here at Speyburn. And that equates to break it down, gives us 100,000 litres of new mixed spirit per week, which is 4.3 million litres a year. So that's our kind of capacity that we're working to at the moment.
You combination the new ways and the old ways. This is the magic of this whiskey, no?
Yeah, so I mean, we still use the old copper stills, so nothing's changed in terms of the equipment. So Speyburn went under a major upgrade back in 2015. We used to have a mashman and a stillman. Now it's a fully automated site. But what the automation gives us, it gives us consistency, but also keeps... we can produce lots of volume, but keep that consistency of the key characteristics of the new mixed spirit we're producing, so we don't deviate from quality. So that's quite important to the new mixed spirit we produce, to make sure when it matures after 10, 12, 15 years, it still is good as when it started.
You have 3 big babies in the room.
Yeah, so we've got 2 spirit stills and probably one wash still. So the wash still holds 27,000 litres of wash, and we process that every 4 hours. So it's quite a big probably one of the biggest stills in Speyside. So yeah, it's a massive still.
The wonderful moment is when you open the door. When you open the door and barrels appear.
Yeah, so yeah, we've only got one warehouse on site. It's a traditional warehouse. We've got approximately 4,772 casks, all different types. But yeah, I mean, when you walk in there and you get that smell, you love it. It just hits you, and it's just a wonderful experience.
you put the sample of which whiskey in the room?
Yeah, so that was 1990 Speyburn. So it was filled in 1990 and it was recast. So it started its life in ex-bourbon. And then 1990 it was recast in 2017 into ex-Oloroso sherry butts. So you've got double maturation there. But so 35 years old and still maturing, but absolutely wonderful, wonderful whiskey and wonderful colour.
Años, Speyburn. We have 4 incredible whiskies here. Can you talk me about this?
Yeah, so the first one we have is part of our core range. So this is a rum cask finish. So this is new make Speyburn matured in ex-bourbon casks, and then it's recast into rum casks from Thailand. And matured for a further 6 months to a year. So it's a non-aged, bottled at 40% ABV, but you get that really sweet, tropical sweet notes with some spices and vanilla notes coming through.
Vanilla,
so,
I suppose.
Yeah. So the vanilla comes from your bourbon casks. But
Yes.
So the second one is basically the classic 10-year-old. So this is what we're kind of known for. Speyburn new make matured for the minimum of 10 years in bourbon casks, first, second and third refill casks, bottled at 40%. But again, you get that fruit, sweet toffee, creamy notes coming through, but with a hint of citrus, fresh fruit. So this is kind of the classic Speyburn. This is what we're kind of best known for as a 10-year-old. So we're going to step up a little bit here, something a bit more exclusive. So this is a 15-year-old. So this is double maturation. So 12 years in ex-bourbon, followed by 3 years in ex-Oloroso sherry butts. So double maturation, so you've got the bourbon and the sherry. This is bottled at 46% ABV. Rich, fruity, but it's like the aftertaste is quite spicy. So it's also like a Christmas cake, that fruity Christmas cake. That's what I get from that one. So
Okay, I try.
I drink this at Christmas time.
Yeah.
So this is probably the cherry on the top for me as well. The 18-year-old, 14 years in ex-bourbon, followed by 4 years in ex-Oloroso.
Okay.
So 14 and 4, with the 15s, 12 and 3. Again, bottled at 46% ABV, but again, sweet, absolutely sublime, rich toffee notes, with a hint of spice. But the aftertaste of the 18 is really smooth. It just lingers in your back of your throat. So that taste lasts forever. It doesn't disappear. Yeah, so everyone's welcome to come here and come visit Speyburn and enjoy the experience that we have to offer.
Yes, we have this and the tour of the distillery.
Yeah, so you've got the drum maltings, historic drum maltings. We've got wonderful distillery, the warehouse, and offer wonderful single malt expressions that we have to offer.
Thank you for your time to do everything to us. It's wonderful, your work and your team.
No, you're welcome. Appreciate you having you here. So
Thank you so much.
cheers.
Bye.